Lloyd Vehicle Consulting, not sponsored by HubNut or anyone else for that matter. So we are here on Sunday the 23rd of June at the Bromley Pageant of Motoring in Bromley in South East London, and this is another one of what seems to be your favourite videos as viewers of the Lloyd Vehicle Consulting YouTube channel. A shambolic shuffle, which I can't even say properly, around the HubNut stand at the Bromley Pageant. There'll be a second video later on the general cars that are here. I started off my day by seeing a 1983 1.3L Maestro base spec, so that was obviously a nice start. We'll go and have a look at that in the second video. But for now, we'll just stop here for a second and we'll see this 1993 Rover 220 Coupe that's owned by Mr Matthew Richardson of Furious Driving, who is going to pose for me there with his Furious Driving t-shirt. Yes, thank you, Matt. Very wonderful. There is a full review of this car on my YouTube channel, which you can have a look at. I will put a link in the description below. Next to it, we've got this 2000 Rover 45 2-litre V6, which used to be owned by Mr Ian Seabrook himself. This is an automatic version, a Steptronic I think they called them. I've never seen this car in person before, so it's a pleasure to actually see it. I do like these seats, they're very nice, and there's my reflection there too. And typical sort of patina. I'm not sure if the reversing camera is still on this car. When I had a 416 last year, I found it quite difficult to reverse. It's also a saloon. Also got a few MGBs, obviously with the British Leyland Roundel of Doom. It's a very clean looking engine. Yes, no, you've not been rickrolled. Hope I don't get a copyright strike for that. Another MGB here, chrome bumper type. Ooh, look at that interior and a little overdrive switch as well. Very nice. This is a chrome bumper, but rubber bumper conversion. If it's a 1980 would be. And we've got this really quite lovely Allegro 1300 automatic. Typical 70s colour, sort of hearing aid beige type. Look at those vinyl seats and this lovely steering wheel. Not Quartic by this stage. This is a bit of a later car. Very, very basic instrumentation in this. I mean, it's beautiful. I'm not sure I'd want to own an Allegro personally. It's just not my type of car, but it is very, very kind of amazing to see one in this sort of condition. Those of you who have been familiar with my channel for a while will know that I do like Mark II Ford Granadas. This is a facelift car. Looks to be about 1983 or thereabouts. It is a absolutely beautiful example. This is an automatic. And it is a Gear X. Carburettor version. Rather like the one that I filmed with Mr James Coleman, the rubbish mechanic, last month. His is a silver one with the extra driving lamps. Lovely spoiler on this, look at that. Although I don't think this car's got fuel injection though, but judging by the badge on the back, but I could be wrong. These wheels are very hard to get tyres for. I don't know whether these are the TRX or the gear wheels, someone will have to tell me. I'm not that familiar with these cars to be able to tell, but the dashboard looks very familiar indeed. I'll do a little shot of that just for Mr Coleman. There we go. That brings me a huge amount of pleasure, as do of course these washer jets. Very nice too. And we have a Renault 11 in almost full view to a kill spec. This is an automatic car. Don't know what engine this is. It's not exactly the same specification. Interesting dashboard. Colours fascinating as well. The car in view to a kill is a TXE Electronique I don't know what spec this is. This does have similar wheels to it, so it could be, but I don't see any badges on it to be able to tell. But how often do you see Renault 11s these days? Wonderful. From one Renault to another, this is a 1990 Renault 19 GTS-X. I think this was a special edition as far as I can understand it. A little bit of patina on there as well. Extremely garish seats, very interesting. Of course, the right sticker on it. Local registration number to where Renault used to import their cars into Portsmouth. Although I think these are dealer plates on it, which is wonderful. Very, very 90s kind of sort of pinstriping on this as well, the sort of blue bits on it. It's very, very wonderfully HubNut. As is this Citroen BX, again about 1990. Again, a car that's sort of local to where I'm from, down in Southampton area. This definitely isn't a top of the range one. It's a 1.4 engine. It's got the later tail lights on it and the later dashboard. Reflection on that is quite bad, I do apologise. But the suspension looks like it's sitting correctly, which is wonderful for one of these. Many people have commented that I do love British classic 70s cars. And here's a wonderful example of one. It's a 1980 Princess 2 1.7 HL. Lovely pinstriping, lovely chrome bumpers. It's not an Austin Ambassador wire edge, although it's similar to one of those, I suppose. Lovely, lovely sort of cloth interior. Again, a car that had very little attention on the classic scene for many years, but now is really quite revered, and it's not hard to see why. That is really quite an interesting shape. A car that I saw at the Retro Rides weekend at Gathering at Goodwood, but I didn't actually feature in a video, is this. Okay, I think we'll pause there a second. Right, that's a bit better. The commentary has now stopped for a bit. Yes, this is a 1971 or 72 NSU Prinz. It looks very similar to the car that Matt from Furious Driving had on his channel quite recently. I don't know if it is the same one though, because I haven't checked because I'm silly, but it certainly looks like it. This is a beautiful car, this NSU Prinz. Rear-engined, German-built, sort of beautifully kind of 60s, almost kind of small Porsche styling in a way. NSU clearly doesn't exist anymore. This is a very rare survivor, right-hand drive as well. It's a beautifully simple little car. Very nice. Matt from Matt's Beemer wouldn't forgive me if I didn't show you this. This is a... Excuse me, I need to pause a second here. Okay, they've finished speaking about the classic car loan project now, so we can get to work with this lovely 1990 E30 BMW 325 Touring. Obviously someone who's a massive fan of the HubNut channel there. This is especially for Matt's Beemer. And this is looking nice. Look at those alloy wheels. They don't think if they are quite the originals, but the originals look similar. And of course we've got some headlamp wiper action. Naturally. Suspension looks to me like it's slightly lowered on this one, but I could be wrong. Next to it we've got this beautiful TARDIS Luca convertible. Looks to be about 99 or thereabouts. Wheels are obviously non-standard on this, and the exhaust has been modified too. Interior is particularly nice, very 90s Japanese with all this black plastic in it. That ginnel looks suspiciously non-standard, but I could be wrong. Got a little Smart for 2 here, or maybe they won't even call the Smart for 2 at the time, maybe they'll just call the Smart car. Amazing how small these things are. I think this is the, yes, this is the sort of semi-automatic transmission, although I don't think you can see that because of my reflection. The variety of the HubNut stand is wonderful. Next to it we've got this beautiful Alfa Romeo 164 Cloverleaf. Absolutely amazing condition. Those of you who are Alfa Romeo experts would have to tell me whether these wheels are standard or not. It's about 1990 or so. This is a pre-facelift car. Look at this interior. The reflection's not too bad. Beautiful, beautiful interior. Wonderful, wonderful body kit on this car as well. And see the owner's wearing a beautiful t-shirt as well. Wonderful, wonderful Alfa. I expected to see a Rover SD1 on the HubNut stand, but not particularly this one. This is about, yes, it's about 1982. It's a Rover 2600 SE automatic. So it's a 6-cylinder. Looks very much like a 3500 in some of these details, but it is the 2600 SE. Lovely interior combination with this immaculate paintwork on it. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful car. I love the way the exhaust pipe comes out like that on an SD1. Next to it, we've got this Opel Monza Coupe. I don't know what year this is. This looks like it's the post-facelift car, so I imagine it's about 1983 or slightly later. Very similar to the Opel Record and Opel Senator and Vauxhall Carlton and Vauxhall Royale at the time. This is the GSE, so I imagine that'll be a 6-cylinder engine in there. Another automatic. Apologies for the wind noise that's about to occur, it's just the way these things go. Next to it we've got this rather nice Volvo 760 Turbo. Wow. I think Mr James Coleman, the rubbish mechanic, is going to very much like this video. This really is his sort of car.
So he's bought a brand new.
It's got the rear facing child seat like my mother's 240 used to have back in the day.
There's an Austin Princess over here.
My mother's 240 definitely didn't have this beautiful black leather interior though, and that automatic transmission. It's absolutely wonderful to see a car like this. The condition looks amazing. Old Volvos of course never die, do they? Something that's particularly nostalgic for me is this very, very late Mark II Polo. This is a C, so it's a base model, probably the 1050cc engine. The dashboard is very, very familiar to me because my parents had one of these, and my godmother had one of these, and my childminder had one of these, my uncle had one of these. It's only a 4-speed gearbox in this. It's been repainted at some stage. The wheels are an interesting colour, but yes, the one that we had in my family was a white one. I think it was probably the one up from this. It wasn't the base model, but a very nostalgic car for me, and they're quite difficult to get in decent condition these days as well. Also next to this we've got this lovely 1985 Nissan Cherry, very similar to the Alfa Romeo Arna. I don't think this is a Cherry Europe, but this is a Japanese made one. Wonderful kind of early 80s Japanese interior, 3-speed automatic probably in this. 1.3 GS, probably carburettor engine. I just love cars like this. It wouldn't be a proper HubNut event without a Rover 75, and we have one here. It's a very late pre-facelift car, a 54 plate. The facelift cars came in April 2004, so it's obviously been hanging around in the showroom for a little bit. I love Rover 75. This is a very nice colour indeed. I don't think it was called 95 Red at the time. That was when Rover was in British Aerospace mode, but look at that. This has the 1.8 litre K-Series engine. I don't know what trim this is, I'll have to look that up, but I love this interior. This is cloth seats, but you obviously get leather as well. Plenty of room for all the bits and pieces you need to come to the Bromley Pageant. I just need to get some more shots of this beautiful car. Running out of time now because I think we're having a music concert coming on, so we will get to the Reliant Fox in just 1 minute, but I love Rover 75s, and I think if you're watching my channel you probably do as well. Right, this is the Reliant Fox, known as Foxan. This is a 1984 car. It's been painted recently. Ian's just standing rather proudly just there with a couple of other fans there. It has an interesting interior. Volvo 340 seats, I believe. Reliant Robin dashboard. Gather it had an interesting time getting here, but it made it. So it just remains for me to say thank you ever so much indeed for watching this video. We've got another one coming up when we'll look at some other parts of the Bromley Pageant this afternoon. If you wish to visit my website, it's www.lloydvehicleconsulting.co.uk. My Facebook page is facebook.com/Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. Please don't forget to leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more of the same. Don't forget to get in touch with me via my website if you wish me to source a car for you. I'd love to do that. There's a contact tab on the homepage. Just got time to show you this rather nice 2000 Fiat Seicento Sporting. It is in very nice condition. This is all original paintwork. These wheels are off a Punto. They're not original on this car. It's been lightly modified with a new stereo and an air horn. But yeah, I've forgotten how small these things are. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.